area, and he was writing to this young man to encourage him. And one of the encouragements that he had was right here. But as for you, continue in what you have learned and have become convinced of, because you know those from whom you learned it, and how from infancy you have known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make you wise for salvation through faith in Christ Jesus. All Scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the man of God and the woman of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. This is the word of the Lord. And you may say, thanks be to God. Try that again. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
All right. Because we are so thankful for His word. I mentioned to the kids that we're going to be studying the Scriptures this year, and we've always studied the Scriptures, haven't we? We consider ourselves people of the book. John Wesley said that. But we're going to do that in a very intentional way this year as we walk through the Bible in 31 weeks. Each week is going to be a different story of the Bible, but it's all one story. I just want you to experience an incredible life, a life of fullness and a life of peace and everything that God can give you. And I want you to have what you need, the equipment that you need to be successful in that walk with the Lord. And here it is right here. We're committed to coming alongside you in this way to help you get the tools that you need to be successful in your life and to equip you, like we just said in the Scriptures, to do every good work. Do you want that? Do you want that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, so do I. And I want that for you too. Everything that we're going to be talking about this morning has to do with a game show. How many of you watch game shows? Okay, what's your favorite game show? Do you like Jeopardy? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we have a lot of different likes out there. In Jeopardy, you have to be super, super smart. You see those guys on there? They know a little bit about everything. Now, what if the game show had only one category, and that category was the Bible? Watch and see if you can relate to this.
That leaves one untouched category, the Bible. Cindy, you're in control. Where would you like to begin?
Okay, I'll take the Bible for 200.
For 200, the answer is Genesis. Yes, Jeremy?
What is the name of the device that created a planet in that Star Trek movie?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Yes.
What is the name of Phil Collins' band?
No.
Yes, it
No,
is.
that's incorrect. No, sorry. No,
Band.
players, remember, the category is the Bible.
My buzzer is still,
Press firmly, Ron. Correct response. What is the first book of the Bible? Genesis. Very first book of the Bible. Cindy, still your board.
Okay. I'll take the Bible for 400.
For 400, the answer is, it's one of the 10 Commandments. Cindy.
What is freedom of speech?
No, that would be the Bill of Rights. Yes, Jeremy.
What is thou shalt not do anything?
Judges, can we accept that? No, could you be a little more specific, please?
Thou shalt not commit forgery?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ron? Well, there are 10 of them you could have picked from. For example, no other gods, keep the Sabbath, honor your mother and father, no adultery.
That's the one I meant.
Yes, I'm sure you did. Cindy, still your board.
Okay. I'll take the Bible for 600.
For 600, the answer is, they're called epistles. Yes, Jim.
What was Jesus' crown made of?
No. Yes, Cindy.
What is the wife of an apostle?
No. You? Correct response, what is a letter from an apostle? An epistle. Letter from an apostle. Cindy, still your board.
Okay. I will take...
Only only 2 clues remaining, Cindy.
Okay, I'll take the Bible for 800.
For 800, the answer is... All right, I would like you to listen to me very carefully. Jeremy, Ron, please, listen to me very carefully. This person took 2 of every living animal into a huge boat to survive the Great Flood. Cindy.
Who is Mr. Doolittle?
No. Yes, Jeremy.
Who is Dr. Doolittle?
No. Yes, oh, Ron. Yes, Ron.
I
Go
got
ahead.
an answer. Who is Joan of Arc?
No. No, it was Noah. Have you never heard of Noah? Well, that sound means it's time for a final round.
Well, there's Methuselah, and there is, there's Shadrach, Meshach, and to bed you go, or whatever it is, and so many things that just, what is it talking about? And there's so many stories in the Bible. The Bible isn't just a bunch of unrelated stories. The Bible is one story, the story of God. How many of you like to read? We have some readers. Oh, quite a few readers in here. Well, that's good. Have you ever taken a book, a novel you're reading, and you skip all the way to the end because you're so excited to see how it turned out, and then you go back and you do that? Come on. Yeah, okay, some people do that. Yeah. Now, what if you did that with the Bible? What if you did that? You know, in the Bible, you'll see something very interesting. It starts out with the phrase, God created, and he talks about the heavens and the earth. Then if you skip all the way to the end of Revelation 21, verse 1, it says, God created the new heavens and a new earth. What went on? What was going on there? What was happening? What on earth happened in the middle there? Why did he have to create a new heaven and a new earth? And you'll discover, as we go through these next 31 weeks, the one seamless story of the Bible. And we'll reveal what happened during those years. Now, we're going to be doing it with another game show idea here. Have you ever seen Deal or No Deal? Okay, I think it's a British game show. That's at least where I've seen it. They have 2 different things where you can make a deal, or you can not make a deal. You can accept it or not accept it. Story of the Bible is an amazing experience for the whole family and for the whole church. You can maximize what you get out of it by doing it together as a whole church. And that's what we're going to be doing this year. Now, in your bulletins, I have been putting a little commitment card. If you'll take that out right now and hold on to it, you'll see there are some choices for you in that little commitment card. And you'll see there are 3 choices that you can choose. As we're going to go through the next few minutes here, I want you to be thinking about those choices. Deal or no deal on those 3. Okay? First of all, personal reading. Personal reading. There are going to be 4 experiences of the story, and here they are. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You ready for the game show here? Okay, number 1. Let's open this briefcase here and discover what's behind it. Personal reading. Okay. Now, in the storybook here, which will be available to you if you want to purchase it. Otherwise, and by the way, if you don't have to buy it. It's on a free will donation basis, but if you want to throw in $5, that'd be plenty. We'll have these available on the back table here. There are some bookmarks also for you. And if we discover we need to order more, I'll do that. Just $5. And if you wanted to take one and don't have $5, go ahead and do that too. But each week there will be about 12 pages, about 2 pages a day of reading. And there will be 7 questions on the bookmark that you can go through to kind of help you with your daily journaling, kind of working your way through that so that you can understand it better. If you like that kind of thing, that's available to you. Also, there would be some guided questions in personal reading here. There are some bookmarks with 7 questions and also some guided bookmarks. In Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 19, it says this. If you can cue that up, Ben. It is to be with him, and he is to read it all the days of his life so that he may learn to revere the Lord his God and follow carefully all the words of this law and these decrees. Talking about gathering together and reading the Scriptures. Now, you can do that individually, you can do that corporately with a group, but it's important that you do something. So I'm going to ask you, on personal reading, deal or no deal? Deal. Okay, all right, that's great. Okay, the second one is family time. Family time. So, you're gathered together at home with your family. And, how many of you do family devotions with your family? Well, this would be a great time to start family devotions. Now, if you don't have family at home, you can do it with maybe a neighbor or a friend, or maybe you can do it with, somebody else. If you don't have any friends, you can just pick somebody off the street and do it. But you don't have to have a study guide. You don't have to have any guided anything. Simply just a discussion, reading through it. Hey, what does this mean? Why did they say this? What's he talking about here? And you can laugh together and you can have fun together and just do it with your family. Spend some family time. And Deuteronomy 4:10, it says this: "Assemble the people before me to hear my words, so that they may learn to revere me as long as they live in the land, and may teach them to their children." That's our job, isn't it? To teach the word to our children. And so I'm going to ask you the same thing. Number 2, family time. Deal or no deal? Deal. Okay, good. We got a lot of deals there. All right. Now, the third area here is small groups. Small groups. And so, we're blessed in this church. We have adult Sunday school. We have Wednesday night studies. We have other things going on, other small groups. We have a 4:30 study. We have our 7 o'clock study on Wednesdays. We've had other things going on. Just last week we had another Bible study, intensive Bible study. Small groups, whenever you get together with people, it really enhances your experience of something. They did a study about smoking. And they said, they studied people who were trying to quit smoking. Those people that tried to quit smoking all on their own, you know what the success rate was? 0. It's just so hard to quit smoking. And then those people who tried with maybe those nicotine patches you put on your skin or nicotine gum, that went up to 5% success rate. 5% were able to quit smoking. But when you got together with a group, a tool plus a community, then it went up all the way to 45% were able to quit smoking. Community is important. And when we try to go it alone, we don't do so well. We're just made for community. And so if you get in a small group of some kind, it will really help you. We'll be much more successful. So, in order to do that, we'll have some helps. We'll have some study guides available. We'll have some on the paper copies in the back there. We'll have some online, and I'll talk more about that next week. And we'll have, the second thing is adult and children's Sunday school. So we have lots of different ways that you can get in small groups. So, by the way, all the children are going to be going through the Bible at the same pace that we are. It's going to be an all-church curriculum. So the kids are studying what the adults are studying and what the teens are studying. It'll all be together. Should make for some pretty interesting discussions through the year, I think. So I'm going to ask you on this one. Deal or no deal? Okay, we got some deals there. By the way, if not all these work for you, that's fine. I want you to just pick whatever works for you, whatever will enhance your experience through the year. Okay? Now the last one is this. It's what we're doing right now, the worship service. The worship service is an important aspect of our experience, isn't it? Acts 2:42 says this. Day after day, in the temple courts, that's the sanctuary here, and from house to house, they never stopped teaching and proclaiming the good news that Jesus is the Christ. Proclaiming the Word in the worship service is a big, big part of going through God's story. And, the kids, like I said, will be on the same page as the adults. And we want you to be here in the worship service. We want you to come and be fed. Now, if there are 6 feet of snow, maybe that might be an excuse for some of you. Others of you, you can come anyway. Or maybe if you're sick, if you're just sick, you can come. You can just as well be sick here as you can at home. If you're sick and maybe you're contagious, well, stay home. Yeah. But, you really, otherwise you don't have any excuse. Come and be fed. Come and fellowship with others. That will enhance your experience as well. There's a story about this. What we'll do is we'll have a barf bag for you guys who... I will also be, if you can come, and there are legitimate times when you can't come, you're traveling or whatever, we'll have all of these services online as well. So, now the last game show. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Deal or no deal? Deal. Oh, good. All right, the last game show we're going to be talking about here. How many of you like to watch reality shows? A lot of reality shows on right now. I know I've caught reality shows from time to time. There's Survivor. There's what are some of the other shows? Huh? Yes. Duck Dynasty is kind of a reality show, isn't it? Yeah. Reality shows are fun, and there are lots of them on TV now. Fear Factor or Apprentice. Kind of you get fired if you don't perform quite right. You're not going to get fired here. Yeah, you're not going to get fired. But why a reality game show? God has work to do among us, doesn't He? God's not done with us. Aren't you glad that He's not done with us? We're all characters in that reality show that's ongoing in the life of the church here. And you'll discover how your life fits into the reality show, the story of God. So, what's the goal of all of this? What's the goal of studying the story? Is it so that we can answer the questions right on Jeopardy and win the prizes? What's that?
Learn more about the Bible.
Learn more about the Bible and learn more about God's plan for us and His love for us. There are 2 types of people. There are people who are against God, and there are people who are for God. Nobody is really in the middle. And those who are against God, they're just sort of enemies that don't want to have anything to do with the faith, and they will try to stop you. But then there's people who are for it. And in the Bible, we'll be studying this in just a few weeks, the man named Joshua. Joshua was asked a question. And Joshua actually asked the people a question. He said, "Decide whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." See, he had decided that he's going to be a child of God and he's going to really work for the Lord and serve Him. He wanted to align his story with God's story. Do you want to align your story with God's story today? What's going on in your life? Do you want that to be a part of what God has planned for you? I see some heads shaking there. We can do better than that. Do you want to, is that a deal or a no deal?
Deal.
Deal, okay. Say it with me. I choose to align my life with God's. All right. God uses His Word to prepare us and equip us, just as Paul told Timothy, to do every good work. Are you ready to be equipped? I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Are you ready to be equipped?
Yes.
It's going to be exciting and fun. Thanks be to the Lord for His Word.